The story of England begins in prehistory. The earliest evidence of human habitation in what is now England dates back to around 800,000 years ago, when early humans lived along the southern coasts. These ancient peoples were hunter-gatherers who adapted to a changing climate over millennia. The construction of sites like Stonehenge around 3000 BCE reflects the sophisticated societies that existed during the Neolithic and Bronze Ages, demonstrating advanced knowledge of astronomy and engineering. During this time, England was part of a landmass connected to mainland Europe by Doggerland, a now-submerged land bridge. Early settlers moved freely across this bridge, before rising sea levels isolated the British Isles around 6500 BCE. Around 600 BCE, the Celtic tribes arrived from mainland Europe. These people brought their language, art, and tribal culture, which became deeply rooted in the land. The Celts established small kingdoms and practiced a polytheistic religion guided by druids. They excelled in metalwork, producing intricate jewelry and weapons, and their warrior culture dominated the region for centuries. The Celts' legacy is still visible in place names, folklore, and the artistic motifs of Britain. The Celts were a collection of tribes that shared similar language, cultural traits, and social structures, originating from Central Europe. By around 600 BCE, they had spread across much of Europe, including the British Isles. The term Celt comes from the Greek word keltoi, used to describe these tribes. In Britain, the Celts brought their vibrant culture, characterized by intricate metalwork, storytelling traditions, and a polytheistic religion. Their spiritual leaders, known as Druids, played an essential role in their society, acting as priests, judges, and teachers. The Celts spoke languages that evolved into modern Gaelic, Welsh, and Cornish. Their society was organized into clans and small kingdoms, and they were known for their warrior ethos. While the Romans and later invaders supplanted many Celtic traditions in England, remnants of their influence remain in folklore, art, and place names. In 43 CE, the Roman Empire invaded Britain under Emperor Claudius, marking a significant transformation. For nearly 400 years, Roman Britain thrived as part of the empire. The Romans introduced roads, cities, aqueducts, and the Latin language. Londinium, modern-day London, became a bustling hub of commerce and governance. Roman culture and technology integrated with local traditions, creating a unique Romano-British identity. England, as part of the United Kingdom, was a major participant in World War I. The conflict began after the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria and escalated due to a complex system of alliances. England entered the war in defense of Belgium after Germany invaded it, violating its neutrality. The war was fought on multiple fronts, with England contributing significantly to the Western Front in France and Belgium. England's involvement saw massive military mobilization, economic strain, and social changes. The war ended with the Treaty of Versailles, but not without the loss of millions of lives, including many from England. England played a central role in World War II, which began when Germany, under Adolf Hitler, invaded Poland. England and France declared war on Germany in response. Key moments include the Battle of Britain, where England's Royal Air Force defended the country against massive German air raids, and the leadership of Winston Churchill, who inspired resilience in the face of adversity. England served as a base for the Allied forces, launching the D-Day invasion of Normandy in 1944, which marked a turning point in the war. The war ended in 1945 with the defeat of Nazi Germany and its Axis allies. England emerged victorious, but faced significant rebuilding due to the war's devastation. However, by the early 5th century, as the Roman Empire weakened, Roman legions withdrew, leaving the island vulnerable to new invaders. Despite their retreat, Roman influence persisted, particularly in urban centers and infrastructure. Following the Roman withdrawal, waves of Germanic tribes, including the Angles, Saxons, and Jutes, migrated to Britain. They established several kingdoms, such as Wessex, Mercia, and Northumbria, and introduced Old English, a language that laid the foundation for modern English. This period saw the gradual displacement of Celtic traditions, although some regions, like Cornwall and Wales, retained their distinct identities. Christianity also took root during this period, thanks to missionaries like St. Augustine in 597 CE, who converted King Ethelbert of Kent and established Canterbury as a center of faith. The Viking Age began in the late 8th century, with Norse raiders from Scandinavia launching attacks on coastal settlements. Over time, Vikings settled in parts of England, particularly in the Danelaw region. The struggle between Anglo-Saxons and Vikings culminated in the rise of Alfred the Great, King of Wessex, who defended his kingdom, united various Anglo-Saxon realms, and promoted education and legal reforms. In 1066, the Norman conquest reshaped England's destiny. William the Conqueror, Duke of Normandy, defeated King Harold II at the Battle of Hastings and became the first Norman king of England. The Normans introduced feudalism, reorganized the church, and constructed monumental castles like the Tower of London. This period also saw the blending of Old English and Norman French, influencing the development of Middle English. The medieval era was marked by the growth of towns, the rise of powerful monarchs, and the influence of the Catholic Church. Events like the signing of the Magna Carta in 1215 by King John laid the groundwork for constitutional governance. England also experienced turmoil during the 100 Years' War with France and the Wars of the Roses, a civil conflict between the houses of Lancaster and York. The 16th century ushered in the Tudor era, a time of profound change. Under Henry VIII, England broke from the Catholic Church, establishing the Church of England. His daughter, Elizabeth I, presided over a golden age of exploration, culture, and the defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588. The Stuart period followed, marked by civil war, the execution of Charles I, and the establishment of the Commonwealth under Oliver Cromwell. The monarchy was later restored, but tensions between the Crown and Parliament persisted, leading to the Glorious Revolution of 1688, which solidified parliamentary supremacy. The Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries transformed England into the world's first industrialized nation. Innovations in technology, transportation, and manufacturing reshaped society, driving urbanization and economic growth. The British Empire expanded, making England a global power. The 20th century brought further change, including 2 world wars that tested the nation's resilience. Post-war England saw social reforms, the decline of the empire, and the emergence of modern multicultural society. Today, England remains a cornerstone of the United Kingdom, celebrated for its heritage, innovation, and global influence. From ancient tribes to a modern nation, England's history is a tapestry of resilience, adaptation, and cultural synthesis. Its story continues to inspire and shape the world. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more interesting videos of this kind.